love for you to share your own journey, your career and life story with us, and what may have been some of those key factors in your success story today.
We could rewrap all that bio into a simple sentence. I'm a solution finder. You see, there are differences between people. Some people are wiping tears, and some people are swallowing tears. We all have difficult times. We're all going through different challenges in our life. Humanity are the same. Regardless where we live in any country, we are going through certain challenges or crises. It doesn't matter. But some people think, oh, it's tough, and they're wiping their tears and they go forward because they're looking for solutions. But some people are simply swallowing their tears and they're just getting more into some kind of a sad state of mind. And every challenge for them is a last challenge. If you would ask them, I can't resist anymore, I believe that I could fall into the first category. It's more fun.
You like the challenge. And were you always like that as a kid as well?
Probably yes, because I was quite a troublemaker. When we were about to get married with my wife, my mom and my future mother-in-law came to our place and we just sat together. My mother digged out my school records, and I was studying very well. I was very good at math, at physics, and different subjects. I was very highly marked. But my behavior wasn't as good. And there was a lot of red notes, just like he got into fight, I was late for a lesson or something like that. I was very keen to explore something, and you never have enough time for this because, hey, I need to explore what's going on there. Can you figure out it by, say, oh, can I do it in 5 minutes? No, it might take longer. And so I'm late for a lesson.
How did your parents influence you in any way?
My parents were divorced when I was 12. So I was more or less, and it was the greatest thing, or one of the greatest things which my mother did. She sat with me and she said, okay, from that moment, you are a man in this house. You are responsible for everything. I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that I became immediately better and less troublemaker, but I got that sense of responsibility that I should do something, or when I do something, I must feel really responsible because I don't want really to disappoint my mother. I still was a bit of a troublemaker, but it was more of a mature troublemaker. I can't say that my childhood was tough. No, it was great. But it was great because of those lessons. And it wasn't only me, but hey, my friends, my classmates were in the same position. So it was a norm. What happens in this sense? Such duties or such responsibilities are very good at diminishing your ego. Because it's nothing like these days, I want to go to McDonald's or I want to watch that movie. No, you don't have a time for this. You should do those things first because they will define how you would survive in a good sense. And it was important. It was great lessons.
Right. So that, you learned responsibility so early on. That was a key factor.
Absolutely. And because no one would know that the life is meaningless, in fact. But don't make it even more miserable by, withering that, everything is bad. Go on, do something good.
Yeah. And how did you change? You said, you were a little bit mischievous.
You see, there is always something to explore. For instance, what happens in the woods? You could go into the woods and get yourself comfortable because okay, that's trees, mushrooms, grass, you learn everything about it. And it's about curiosity. What happens, you see, even if we hear no from adults or from our friends, ignore it. The world is so beautiful, it's so exciting, and it's always worth exploring. Go on, exercise your curiosity, learn about those things, and eventually realize it's paid back incredibly. That was phenomenal. And it's nothing about being prescribed to live a certain life. No. If you follow your heart, if you follow your desires, you will win. Sooner or later, you will win.
You really believe you can design your life.
I failed quite a few times on this, but that's okay. You know, all these spaceships, they're all gone through that stages where they failed, you know, collapsed, blown away, you know. But now we're flying quite confidentially to space, you know, that's okay.
Every failure is an experiment.
Come on, I'm always asking, you know, my clients or friends, I'm asking, okay, tell me, have you got married after the first kiss? No. How many first kisses do you have before you got married? You know, that's okay.
How did you find this career in coaching in the thought leadership world?
Initially, I spent many years in the fishing industry. Then I just went into consulting, and then I just started writing books. And then people say, oh, you're smart enough. Okay, go on, you're a thought leader. And then I've been asked, okay, can you coach me? I said, no, I'm not a coach. Leave me alone. No, you can't do it, you know. So it went on and on and on. And now we're just in that situation.
And I know you've said earlier that you hated the word coach for a long time.
Oh yeah. I'm still just like, coach. But actually, that's a great word. And I must admit, I was wrong.
So what was it at that time that you didn't like about it?
Probably because initially I have met quite a number of coaches which are not very good. But then when I got into a company of people who are really good at this, and I was influenced by them, and I just look at those things from different angles. And then when I helped quite a few people, and I realized, hey, it's important. I would tell you another example. Alexander the Great, famous Alexander the Great. Would he be the great without him having Aristotle by his side? We don't call Aristotle a coach. He was a great teacher for Alexander the Great. But would be Alexander the Great so great without him? But in the modern terms, we could call him a coach.
That's so true. There's so many examples in our history books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like that. As you said, we cannot do it alone.
I can't become professional on my own, particularly on a high level. You can't get us into a super league without a great coach.
So reading is not enough.
You must learn, you must question yourself, you must have a mean of a true self-reflection. You should be questioned beyond your convenient thinking. That's very important.